Shalom, Israel, Shalom, Shalom. It's your brother Ari with H.O.I Las Vegas coming again with another Card Chronicles, right? But first and foremost, before we get started, I'd like to give honor and glory to Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Yahweh. I'd like to give a double honors to the elders that paved the way in this truth, and we can get right to it. We're going into brotherly love, right? Let's start with the book of Romans, chapter 12. In verse 10, and it reads, be kindly affectionate one to another with brotherly love, and honor profaning one another, right? So we need to be affectionate and showing and being loving towards our brothers, man, right? Be kindly and affectionate one to another, right? Showing that brotherly love to one another, right? That's what we're supposed to be doing, man, when it comes to our brothers. And not hating our brothers, right? Because right now in this world, man, a lot of our people, they hate each other, man. Our people hate each other, right? You go all over to the cities, in different cities in America, man, a lot of our people are killing each other, man. They're not supporting one another. They're hating on each other. Our people don't they don't support one another when it comes to black-owned businesses. Our people got businesses. They go spend their money with the other nations, right? There's no love when it comes to our people, man. They're always hating, always in competition, right? You know, who's the freshest? Oh, yeah, you got them new man, I'm about to go get something that's better. You know, it's always something when it comes to our people, man, because our people hate each other, man. That's why they're constantly killing each other, man, because there's no love. There's no love there, right? So the Lord tells us, hey, love your neighbor, love your brother, right? Let's go to 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 9. It reads, but as touching brotherly love, ye need not that I write unto you, for ye yourselves are taught of Yahweh to love one another, right? So we is taught by the Lord to love one another, man. It's in the scriptures. We need to be loving one another, right? Showing each other love, right? Let's go to 1 John chapter 2 and verse 10. He that loveth his brother abideth in the light, and there is none occasion of stumbling in him. Right. So what is that light? It says, he that loveth his brother abideth in the light. What is that light? Let's go to Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 23. And it reads, for the commandments is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instructions are the way of life. Right. So that light is the law, right? Is the law, statutes, and commandments. And the law tells us to love our brothers, right? Right? It says, he that loveth his brother abideth in the light, meaning abideth in the law, and there is none occasions of stumbling in him. Right? Because you're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. So ain't no stumbling around. Right? So if you see your brother going off, you gotta go and correct that brother. Right? Correct that sister. You see something going on and it's not according to thus saith the Lord, according to the scriptures, the law, statutes, and commandments, you gotta go with them scriptures in hand, and you gotta go correct them. You gotta rebuke them out of love. That's loving your brother. But if you just stand by and just watch them, commit all these acts, these wicked acts or whatever it is, man. They're going against the scriptures. They're breaking laws and, things of that nature. Hey, man, you going off. You don't love your brother. You hate your brother. Right? Let's go to chapter 3. Let's stay in the same book. This 1 John chapter 3 and verse 10, and it reads, "In this the children of God are manifest, and the children of the devil. Whosoever doeth not righteousness and is not of Yahweh, is not of God, neither he that loveth not his brother." Right. So if you're standing by watching your brother go off and you're not correcting him, you're not rebuking him, you don't love your brother. You hate your brother. You are the children of the devil, man. Right? There's no righteousness in you. Right? But if you're doing those things, hey, you love your brother, man. It's righteousness in you. It's the opposite. Right? Let's jump to verse 14. It says, "We know that we have passed from death unto life, because we love the brethren. He that loveth not his brother abideth in death." So you abideth in death if you don't love your brother, right? So it's important for us to be loving our brother, man. Let's go to Leviticus 19 and verse 17. It reads, "Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him." Right? So we need to be rebuking. He said, "In any wise rebuke thy neighbor." So we have to rebuke. See, rebuking our neighbor is showing love. That means we don't want to see them going off. We want to correct them. We want them to go down the right path. That's showing love. Because if you let your brothers, if you're just standing by watching them go off and you're not correcting them, you hate your brother. It's the opposite, man. You don't love your brother, right? The scriptures told us and not suffer sin upon him, right? So if you see your brother sinning and you don't say nothing, oh, the Lord gonna take care of it. No, what did the Lord say right here? He says, "Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him." So you got to go and help that brother out. Show him that he's going off. "Thus saith the Lord," right? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Reading on verse 18. "Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord." So you got to love your brother as yourself, right? You got to love him as yourself. So if you're going off, would you want, I know I wouldn't want a brother just to stand by, I'm going off, and don't nobody correct me. Don't nobody tell me I'm going off. I want to be aware of it. Because we all going through something, man. Sometimes it's hard to see what you're doing. It's hard to take a look at yourself. That's why it's important for us to take a step back and examine ourselves like the scriptures say. And to constantly make sure that we're on the right path. Like that we're not making mistakes, man. That we're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, right? But sometimes it's hard to do that when you want to be an individual, like, right? You don't want to be a part of a camp. So now you out here solo dolo, right? You don't want to be solo dolo, man, because then you ain't got nobody to have your back. You know, sometimes you can't tell if you're going off or you're doing something wrong, or, that's why it's good to have brothers around, man, for that accountability, man, to have you on point. That's the brotherly love that we need towards each other, right? Let's go to Let's go to 1 John chapter 3 and verse 15. And it reads, "Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer. And ye know that no murderer have eternal life abiding in him. Right. So with you hating your brother, right? That's you being silent. That's you not telling him nothing, not correcting him, not rebuking him, not telling him that he's going off. Not letting him know that, hey, look, brother, you're going off. This ain't it. Hey, let's sit down and go over these scriptures, man, so we can build you up, build your spirit back up. That's showing love. But you being silent, not rebuking them, not correcting them, not telling them nothing, that's you hating your brother. So you're considered a murderer at that point. Because your brother he's gonna damn near die because of you. Because you're not telling him. You're not correcting him. You're not rebuking him. You're not showing him love, man. Right? Let's go to the book of Genesis, chapter 4 and verse 4. And it reads, and Abel, he also brought of the firstling of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering. But unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. And the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou wroth? And why is thy countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? And if thou do not well, sin lieth at the door. And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. And Cain talked with Abel, his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and slew him. And the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which have opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. Right. So you got that jealousy spirit, right? That took place here. You got Abel, one brother that the Lord favored, and you got Cain, who the Lord didn't favor. And it could have been done. Cain could have handled it differently, man. He could have said, hey, he should have been happy for his brother. Instead, he had the hatred spirit, right? He hated his brother, right? He hated him. He was jealous of him. And that's a lot of things that go on in the world today. A lot of jealousy, right? Instead of being happy for your brother, seeing your brother win. That's the type of spirit we should be having. We should be happy to see our people win. You should be happy to see that brother open up his own business and it be successful. Right? We should be happy for our brothers and our sisters, man, when they open up. They doing well, man. They in good health. They keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. They going 10 toes. They going hard for the Lord. They staying 10 toes down for the Lord. They fighting for this truth. Hey, we should love that. We should love to see that. Right? And in that case, you don't. Cain, you got Cain who killed his brother, man, because he was hating on him. Because he didn't want to see him win. Because he was jealous of him. He was in competition with his brother, other than being a part of his team. Right? He could have just been like, you know what? Okay, you don't like that? Okay, cool. Let me work at it. I'm going to do better next time. Had that type of spirit, right? But no, he wanted to kill him. Get him out the picture, right? And a lot of our people have that type of spirit, man. That's why it's important for us to love our brother. And if we see each other going off, you see some things that's not going right, you gotta say something. You cannot sit back and don't say nothing. You can't say, oh, the Lord's gonna, no, the Lord's gonna deal with them. No, what did the Lord say? He told us to rebuke, right? And correct our brothers, right? And sisters, right? As thyself. So if you going off, you will want somebody to tell you, hey, look, that's not right. You going down the wrong path. Hey, no, you did X, Y, and Z. You weren't supposed to do that. You know, we found out this, or you're living like this. Hey, you gotta correct them. It's in the law. This is what we're supposed to be doing. We need to be building each other up. And I'm including myself too when it comes to my brothers. We gotta do the same thing. Can't sit by and watch a brother sin and you don't help him get up. You see him fall, bust his damn head open, and you don't help him get up. You just let him keep going. He's stumbling down the damn street. You don't even give him a hand. That's what you're doing, man, when you do that. He done bust his head. He's leaking. You don't wrap his head up or nothing. You just let him keep walking. Now he bleed out and die. You a murderer. Because you stood by and watched your brother literally die. That's what you're doing when you're watching your brother go off and you don't correct him. You just watch them commit suicide. Right? But meditate on that. With that, y'all keep reading, praying, fasting, studying, staying diligent, stay abounding in the work of the Lord. Stay 10 toes down for the Lord because he's 10 toes down for us and gave us another 24. What are you doing for the Lord? He woke you up another day. He gave you another day of life. He gave you another chance to draw closer to him. He gave you another chance to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. He gave you another chance to learn about the law, statutes, and commandments, to learn about him, to draw closer to him, right? To do his will, right? That's the duty of man. Keep the law, statutes, and commandments and fear the Lord, right? We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. So everything else don't matter in this world. Don't nothing matter but him. He should be number one in all of our lives because he is. He woke us up. And a lot of our people don't put him first. They put the things of this world first, right? And they backwards. They walking in life backwards, right? But each and every day I wake up, I'm going to give all honor and glory to him because he woke me up. And he didn't have to. He could have left me. He could have killed me, man. He could have let me die, man, in my sleep. He didn't even have to wake me up. Why waste time? You know? But I'm going to keep pushing this truth, keeping his laws, statutes, and commandments, loving him, right? And keep doing this work, staying 10 toes down for him, because without him, none of this is possible. And I'm thankful that he's given me another day of life to draw closer to him, to tell my people to wake up, repent, and come back to the Lord, keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. And with that, shalom.